I want to talk to you for a moment about doing less, focusing on less things, but more things that matter. And I want to use a tree analogy. We use a tree analogy a lot here at Make Math Moments. We talk about your classroom. We talk about your district program tree. There are 6 components, like 6 parts of a tree that we want to strengthen. We have the trunk of the tree, which is the leadership and the vision. We have the roots of the tree, which is our mathematical proficiencies. We have the limbs of the tree, which is our professional development structures. We have the branches of the tree, which is our pedagogical moves in the classroom. We have the leaves of the tree, which is most visible, which are the resources and the lessons we see in our classrooms. We have the soil, the water, and the sunlight, which is our mindset. These are the 6 components of effective math programming and math programs at, say, organizational levels. We strengthen these 6 areas up, and we strengthen our math program. And what we're seeing, we talk with district leaders every single day, and what we're seeing is that we're focusing on too many things. Yeah, there are 6 things. There are 6 components. But what's happening is we're grabbing so many things. We're focusing on these things. And the reality here about our tree is that when you prune a tree, when you trim a tree, and you get rid of some of these kind of, I think they're called bleeders. So you get rid of these little branches that don't matter that much, then the tree grows stronger and taller. And when we think about our roles as K-12 math coordinators, K-12 math coaches, we need to trim. We need to focus on less things, because we have to think about the things that matter, and we have to work on those things. Like, what's happening is when we focus on too many things, we focus on none. And when we focus on too many things and we keep giving new ideas to people, we're overwhelming them, and we're also not consistently saying the same message. We have this unclear message when we are talking about too many things. So I'm going to encourage you to focus on less. And this is hard for us. It's illogical. It's counterintuitive, because we're hired for improvement. We're hired to change math's trajectory in our organizations. We feel like we're hired to do more. We're hired to add more improvement. And when we look at why we probably focus on doing more and not doing less, is we're constantly obsessed with like these two ideas that we don't have answers to. And probably one of them, and what we know from talking with many people, is one of them is we don't know what to focus on the most. And then the other one is we're not sure we're making an impact. And this is what causes the too many. This is what causes the too many little branches that shoot off of the tree, is because we aren't sure at the end of the year that we made impact, and we're not sure what to focus on during the year to cause the most impact. And if we had answers to those 2 questions, if we knew we were making impact and we knew the things that we were working on making impact, then wouldn't we just do more of that and less of all the other things? And that also helps clarity and focus for the teachers you're supporting, because every time you come into the classroom, every time you're doing a session, you're saying the same message about the same things, people start to get on board. People start to go, I'm rallying behind this vision, these important ideas for math education. And it's the same message I hear every single time. Then I can feel like it's important, because when you switch those messages, teachers are going, well, why would I focus on this when 2 weeks ago or a month ago or a year ago, it was a completely different message? And did that just fall away? Like, should I be focusing on that, or should I be focusing on this? Maybe I should just not focus on any of these things, because they're going to switch focuses from year to year, month to month, week to week even. So think about this. What do you want to focus on? What do you want to know by the end of the year you made an impact on? And then how do you set up the measurements because we know that if you focus on math proficiency for educators, you will make a difference. It just takes longer, but you will make a difference, because that will always, like that proficiency you're building in educators will spill over into the pedagogy. And so when you focus on that one thing, and then you go, hey, I'm going to make sure that we make an impact there, then spend all your time there. Like, do more of what matters and less of the other things. But then the problem is being okay with doing less and just doing more of the same type of thing, because we're judging ourselves on grabbing as many things as we can and learning about as many different ideas and practices as we can, because that's, I think, probably how we visioned our jobs, is giving the most tools to the most people. But really what we need to do is prune. We need to narrow down the focus and give all the people that we're supporting most impactful move at that time, and then just stick with it. So I want you to kind of challenge yourself. What are the things that you can prune from your list of things that you're working on? How can you get more narrowed on what matters in your programming? Which is, if you think about the roots of the tree, how can we strengthen the roots of the tree primarily with the people that we're supporting all year long, and then measure and know by the end of the year we had impact there? Like, what are some of the measurement tools we can implement so that when we get to the end of the year, we know we had impact on the things we wanted to change, which is teacher, say, proficiency around mathematics or strengthening their confidence around mathematics. We can measure these things. We don't have to wait for student data to show up, because that's really what's happened when you think about it. It's like, we'll put a bunch of stuff in place. We get to the end of the year. We didn't see that there was any impact here. Let's try something new. And then you're at this, where all these like things are sprouting off the tree, and we need to prune those things back and go, these are the things that matter. Let's stick with it. And sometimes it's hard because it's boring. It's like feels boring because we're focusing on math proficiency and creating math epiphanies. And it's like bright, shiny new things that you saw at a conference or you saw on the internet. Focus on what matters and do more of that and less of the other things. And what you're going to have is you're going to have a stronger program. The roots of your tree are going to be stronger. The trunk will be stronger because you created the vision and the alignment, because you're saying these are the important things and these are always the important things. And you're focusing on those. Those two things are going to be super aligned. And when they are aligned, your tree grows, and you prune that tree off on the things that don't matter that much. That tree is going to get stronger and wider. That's all I wanted to say. So go prune your tree, make that tree grow strong, make that tree go tall.